Hello, hi everyone, greetings. It's Johanne here, and it's another episode of allotment gardening in Edlington, um, and it's the 5th of September. So coming up to the end of summer, and as you can notice, as you can see, the scenery is slightly different today, and that's because I promised to do a video on the importance of soil and healthy soil. So I just thought I will do a bit of a comparison, so I'm going to show you some of the things that I have growing here in my back garden, and we're going to compare that to those that's growing in the allotment, and the plants that were planted around the same time. So yeah, without further ado, let's go. I mean, I would like to say, please don't judge me, don't judge my garden, but you're gonna judge my garden anyway. But in my defense, it's the first time, for the season that we actually had like extensive rainfall, so we had a drought for most of it, and the last week we had some nice heavy downpours of rain. So here I have two raised beds, and I've had those for, this is the third year now, and these have gotten to the state of no dig, so literally I'll just like stick plants in there, and it grows and it gives me harvest. But it did not started. It was not started as no dig. I did like lots of digging. Probably for the first season it was just digging the whole area. Mixing the horse manure in there, and until it got to the stage now where I literally just stick plants in there, and they grow and they give me harvest. So here I've got some spinach. I've got I think it looks like two plants there of spinach, and there's another spinach I'm growing here, and you can see that I've harvested quite a bit of the spinach already. Just cut off the leaves, so that it can continue growing. Yeah, so if you do grow spinach, just remember that you can just cut off the leaves, and it will continue growing for you. I'm just trying to adjust my stand a bit to make it a bit more flexible, or else I'll just have like load poles. Alright, so, and that's my soil. You can see it's very nice, fine, very damp as well. These onions, you can't really compare it to anything in the allotment, because those ones were grown from seeds, compared to the ones in the allotment that grow from what's it called again? Can't remember the correct name for it. But little bulbs, basically. And these beets here, I'm gonna show you in the allotment the comparison. So these are the second batch of beets that are planted. The first set I've already harvested. So just remember, the beets, that's the second batch of beets, you know, the first ones already harvested. Remember the spinach, because I've got those growing in my allotment as well. Here I have swedes. You know, we can compare, well, we'll try to compare to what's in the allotment. And here that's actually one tomato plant. You can see that's one tomato plant. I actually have 3 tomato plants, so these ones there, that's a second, you know, I'll compare them as well, you know, so you can see there's a second batch of tomato plants, and this is just one tomato plant there. You know, I try to keep it as natural as possible, you know. And those ones, you know, you can see we have tomatoes are ripening already. And actually had to you know, there were branch here that broke off, you know, because the tomatoes on them got too heavy, you know, so those are inside ripening at the moment, you know. So just remember, you know, this tomato plant, because we can't compare it to something in the garden. And here we have well, this bed is mostly for herbs. And you know, there's my peppers, quite loaded, as you can see. And my spring onions that come very big spring onions. This time it has been there for a few seasons now. I think as I mentioned in one of my videos, that's one of the things I can say I'm self-sufficient in. I don't really have to get farm anymore. It's just a farm that's growing. And here you got some herbs, you know. I think that's parsley, basil, you know. I think there's some little ones called basil in there as well, you know. Yeah, so I think that's more or less the picture I wanted to paint. So as I can say, this is these are naturally grown. I don't have to do anything. The most I do is when I plant something, I just like top it up with a bit of horse manure, same as I do in the allotment, you know, that acts as a bit of mulch, and just to add some nutrients. Also the leek, there was a couple leeks there, so that was the smallest of the ones that were there. So just one leek remaining at the moment. And I think I also mentioned before that I had some rosemary. So yeah, rosemary is one of the things I'm also self-sufficient in. So there's a rosemary, and there's another rosemary growing here, and there's a couple others around the garden. And usually do like hatch my seeds at home, just because it's easier to keep an eye on it rather than doing it at the allotment. You know, I can water it and everything. Here, you know, I also got some peppers. You know, I think the wind really got to that one, and when it was raining, so I had to pick some of the peppers on there, you know, because I think there were just way too many for the plant. And then there another rosemary, sunflower. You know, as I said, we had a drought, so you can't judge me, but you know, just to try to consolidate with, well, save water, and basically you know, I've just left my flowers to their own devices. So I've just been watering my you know, my plants are for food, you know, my peppers, you know. But most of my flowers, they've just dried back, you know, as you can see. You know, it's just brown. You know, my lawn is covered with brown patches. It's just because we had some rain, and this week it's looking a bit green. So here got some hot peppers, you know, that's my habanero. Yeah, you know, and I've got some carrots I've planted. I think I've harvested a bit of the carrots already. I'm not sure if you can see in there. Yeah. Alright, so that's more or less my back garden. And again, just to compare with the soil and the importance of you know, just having a nice healthy soil. And because when we talk about gardening, you know, a lot of time we concentrate on you know, the plant, and you know what the plant needs, and try to feed the plant you know what it needs, you know, and you know what we should be more what we should take into more consideration, you know, the soil, and what the soil needs, you know. All right, so you know, I think that's it, you know. So we're going to see you at the allotment. Yep. Hello. So I guess we are just en route to the allotment. I'm quite convinced it's a lot faster walking than driving. Yeah, I think I'm just taking a bit of a shortcut. This road probably was made for the horse carriages back in the day. It is a proper road to go all the way around, but yeah, it's just a little shortcut, a little detour, and yeah. So, welcome to the beautiful Edlington. Road just takes you to the park. Actually, this park just goes and goes and goes and goes, and I think it takes you somewhere to the Pennines, if anyone is familiar. Okay, I'm just trying to adjust this proper legs on the tripods. And now I'm just showing you what my cabbage, my cabbage bin. I was usually tidy around, mostly. Okay, it's a little better. Yeah, so the lovely Edlington. So you have like a park right close to me, and there's a basketball court as well. Woo! We've got a bit of traffic going to the allotment today. Look at that, it's actually always at myself is a lot faster. I'm walking, because then also always hiccups. I have to stop, open gate, get out car, go back in, close gate, get back in car. So let me just pause and try to work out some logistics here. So I think we survived the gate. And I was saying I think it's a lot faster actually walking, because there's not opening gate, closing gate and all this. Well, get out car, open gate, get in car, drive through gate, get out, close gate, get back in car, and it's I always say it's like faster, but today because I have to take some plants with me, I just thought I might as well just you know, get in car and drive, and I think, you know, you make my allotment there right here. So let me just do the parking and yep, see you. Yep, so we are here. Neighbour's got some chickens. Yeah, and that's me here. I just came in to dropped some of the plants in, and came back to get the raspberries. But that's very sweet. Plants are just took in. As I said, we had some rain for the week, you know, so it's quite good. I got lots of rainwater collected. Alright, so just continuing from where we left off. Thank you again. Thank you so much if you are still if you're still with us, you know, if you still if you got this far to the if you got so far, if you got this far in the video, thank you for sticking around, and I hope it's really worthwhile for you. The aim of this video, I guess, is for people that's just starting with an allotment. You know, like the way I do my gardening is very different from how most other people I've seen doing videos do it. So I just wanted to give some context of why, you know, I do my garden this way. So I just showed you my back garden, you know, natural, no chemicals at all, you know, and it's really flourishing, you know. And I showed you my tomato plants in the allotment that were planted, and sorry, I showed you my tomato plant in my back garden, and how many fruits we had on there. And these ones here were planted around the same time as that one plant, and I can tell you that one plant in my back garden has equivalent of probably this many plants here, and I probably still have more in my back garden. And then I showed you that there were two smaller tomato plants, and they were planted around the same time as these ones. The beets that I show you at home, you know, those are planted at the same time with these ones. And as well, you can see the difference, you know. These are the herbs. They were planted around the same time as my herbs. You know, you can see lots of brown space, and compared to the herbs at home where there's not much brown space, you know. And these are the leeks compared to the one at home that I showed you. Right, the smallest one I have at home is probably still bigger than the biggest one here. And my lettuce doing very well. My peppers at home that have you know, lots of peppers in there compared to these ones here, you know. And the spring onion, and compared to the one in my back garden, you know. So the moral I'm saying, you know, the moral of this again is to if you're just starting off with garden and you want to do a natural garden, you know, the first season, you know, do not be discouraged, because I mean, it does take a little while for you know, to build up good healthy soil. You know, it takes a while, you know, a year, 2 years, well, I'll say 2 to 3 years, you know, to to get a nice healthy soil. Well, it depends on the you know, how bad your soil is, you know. But I can tell, you know, there's a big difference already, you know. Just been here a few months, you know. The plants were really struggling in the beginning, you know, but I can see, you know, they're really started to pick up now, you know. Even the celery here have really started to pick up, you know. So I can tell, you know, the soil is improving a lot. And the spinach, you know, as I showed you, that the spinach, I did quite a lot of harvesting here, you know. And this one here is probably the best one I can compare to this one at home. You know, yeah. So moral of the story. Moral of the story is, stick to it. Your first year. Do not get discouraged. Especially if you want nice natural garden. Where the focus is on healthy soil, rather than just feeding the plants nutrients. Because once you have nice healthy soil, the soil will be able to sustain itself. It will be able to get rid of disease. You'll have much healthier plants. You'll have much more nutritious food, to to eat. And again, you can see these are my hot peppers, compared to my hot pepper, at home. Yeah. But again, this garden, remember, it's just about 10 months now since we have this garden, so it's not even a year as yet since we have this garden. So we are doing really well, and if I say so myself. Yeah. So again, thank you for the other thing I wanted to show is the Swedes, I guess, to compare, which is not really a fair comparison, because the pigeons really have been at it here, so they've been digging and digging and digging, so it's not really a fair comparison for the Swedes, and yeah, the pigeons I think got most of my Swedes. Yeah, these are the Swedes. And I just plant alongside some potatoes. Yeah. Yeah, we may have some pumpkin soon. I'm just waiting for the stem to dry off a bit. But there's a decent sized one there, if you can see. And yeah, and this is our project here, which we're going to talk probably about in the next video, to get our soil nice and healthy. Alright, so that's all for today. I hope you find this useful, or if not, encouraging. If this is your first year doing garden, do not be discouraged, especially if you are planning on doing natural organic garden. Do not be discouraged. It does take a couple years for your soil to get nice and healthy. And if you follow my videos, you follow us along the way, there's no doubt that in the next couple of years, this garden will be a nice no dig garden, where you just put seed, you put a plant in there and it just grows without having to give it anything, because the soil will be able to sustain itself. Alright, so thank you all for watching, and if you have not subscribed as yet, hit the subscribe button. If you think this video is absolute ludicrous and I have no idea what I'm talking about, share it with someone so they can have a laugh. But until next time, thank you all so much. God bless, and stay blessed, and yeah, I'll see you all in the next episode.